Hi, my name is Alejandro Carrera with Gengras, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep Ram here in East Hartford, Connecticut. Today we're going to go through a walk around of the 2022 WL Grand Cherokee. So WL is the redesign. When they did the Grand Cherokee L in 21 going into 22, right, the third row model, they had plans to also redo the two-row Grand Cherokee. So you're going to notice first by the front end, it's the same front end as what the Grand Cherokee L has. Biggest difference is, if you notice, the front camera sensor for your forward collision warning is a little bit more simplified, right? It's not as much in the way. Whereas in the Grand Cherokee L, you get almost this entire thing is a vertical strip, which is why some people say it's a bucktooth front end, right? If you come over this way, so they did follow all the same redesigns. What I mean by that is engine on actual design. They redid the motor mounts, things like that, right? Not to get too much into the engineering aspect of it, but by focusing on lowering the center of gravity on the three-row Grand Cherokee L and still following the same principles on the two-row Grand Cherokee, this is probably it is easily the greatest riding Grand Cherokee that I've been in. Right? So, similar to the Grand Cherokee L, LED lights are standard no matter what trim level you're on. Okay, so LED headlights, LED tail lights are going to be standard. Biggest difference, other than the obvious appearance changes they made, are going to be in the interior. So if you look at the interior, again, same as the Grand Cherokee L, everything is horizontally displaced, okay? So everything is pushed away from the driver. Everything is horizontal to maintain that luxury look and feel now throughout our lineup. You can see it in the Compass redesign, obviously in the Grand Cherokee L, Wagoneer, Grand Wagoneer, and now the WL Grand Cherokee. Everything horizontally displaced to give you as much room in the cabin as possible. Beautiful features, and again, very soft to feel surfaces, which is obviously very important. Now, differences size-wise between a Grand Cherokee L and a WL two-row is about 18 inches or so, right? So again, if I'm looking at the back here, Grand Cherokee L is probably going to end right about here, roughly, right? What's really cool is they still kept that same design of giving you a lot of glass, a lot of window room in what would be the third row. This is obviously the trunk here, but making sure you have as much glass as possible does a couple things. One, brings in as much natural light as possible, right? So whether you're a passenger or whether you're driving, everything is nice, bright, and airy. And additionally, it looks good, right? Let's be honest. There's always an ego-driven principle in regards to buying or selling cars, okay? And from a safety standpoint, the more you can see, the more light coming in, the more you can see, the more blind spots you eliminate, okay? Especially in these SUVs. So, again, trunk is the same principle. This is the highest height. However, you can lower it depending on the size of your garage. Press and hold the trunk button to set that, okay? So if I want to have it at the highest height, literally says hold to set right here where my finger is. And now it's set to open and close at this height. Following the Grand Cherokee model, you do get a full-size spare, okay? And something I like that is, again, when you talk about function and making things make sense in the vehicles you drive, right where my hand is, right, which would be where your hip is if you're sitting in the vehicle, still got the 60/40 seats that lay all the way flat, okay? And then if I put this up, I can actually recline the seat. So if you have a taller passenger in the second row, or if you have no need for the second row and you're just using this to move groceries, utilities, so on and so forth, easily accessible, easy to maneuver, and everything fits how it should. Once again, this is the WL Grand Cherokee two-row, right? WL is a new body style. I'm Alejandro with Gengras Jeep in East Hartford, and I'll see you soon.